Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. Today's battle's on the Lakeville map, and we've got Maka from 1AR. He's in the Kampfpanzer 07PE, which is the latest tank that came out in the assembly. It would have cost you either a mixture of resources, or if you're going to pay with gold, it was 55k. Which is the equivalent of about $300 in Australia, but I doubt anyone really paid that much for it. They would have had leftover gold from loot boxes or similar, or you could use free XP credits. I think if you're paying credits, it's like 120 million credits, but you could also use blueprints. So it's basically, yeah, trying to soak up resources just to, and we think just really to try and convince people to keep playing the game, of course, to replace those resources. Anyway, you can see it's got 2122 on the back of it. That's the first 4,000 tanks that were sold through the assembly process. You could get that unique number, but there were still tanks on sale, I think, without the number at the end. So, but anyway, so getting the number was what people were looking for, I think. Anyway, you can see this is actually facing another one in front of him, and it's got a bulldozer blade on the front. I've got a review on the channel for this vehicle. The blade actually adds spaced armor to the front, so it's can be useful. But you can see he's going through the front of this Kampfpanzer 07 here in front of him. Without too much trouble, just hitting the lower plate. But he's got quite a few big targets in front of him, including some pretty large gun TDs. He's got the FV4005 at the back, and there's also a WOTCCASIA Panzer IV, if I think correctly. Anyway, it's already managed to rack up almost as much bouncing as he has in terms of damage, but that's 2.3k of damage and 2k of bounce. That's pretty impressive. Although there's a big hit there from the WOTCCASIA. Can he get a return shot? He can, yes, but not so much as he's taken from the WOTCCASIA. But nonetheless, it's got plenty of hit points to play with, and he's just farming this Kampfpanzer 07. I think the gun depression is about 8 degrees, and you must have a slightly more favourable position here. Oh, I guess the first time he's been damaged by that Kampfpanzer. But this Kampfpanzer just not finding the right angle to fire down. It's just showing his lower plate too much, and that's enabled Maka to take most of his health. Okay, there he finally bounces the WOTCCASIA. Can't afford to take too many hits from that. But he's got plenty of hit points to play with. But anyway, he's just closing in on 4k of damage, so he's really making the most of this position here. Yeah, and I think if you look at the terrain he's on, you've got slightly flatter path here on the southern side than you do on the northern side. But I've seen people play the northern side pretty well. Also, you just got to sort of go at an angle and fire sort of diagonally across your tank hull, sort of going up the side there. But in any case, this is more about how Mac is playing. So bounces another round from the WOTCCASIA. It's taken his bounce total, just keeping it pretty close to his damage output. So it's basically 4k with each one. Just can't afford to go right over the top here and take out those tanks in front of him until he deals with the TDs at the back. So he puts a blind shot in there. Not sure if that will hit. I think that WOTCCASIA is basically staying out of sight until he's ready to fire. But Maka deciding if we can keep his head down anyway. But are there any other tanks in the way of his gun? Not right at the moment, but he puts another blind shot in. It switches back to his normal rounds here. Perhaps it's a bit unwise to fire premium rounds at a WOTCCASIA. Oh, there is just this corner of the shield there. Unfortunately, that one didn't go down. Now, accuracy of the Kampfpanzer 07 from memory, the standard is 0.32, so with food that is running, crew skills, etc., you can bring it down to below 0.3. So I assume that's what he's got here. And whether he's running vertical stabilizer or not, it's a bit hard to tell, but luckily he takes that shot on his tracks. Unfortunately, it doesn't count as bouncing, I don't think. But in any case, the important thing is don't lose any hit points. Alright, they can take out this Kampfpanzer there. Oh, puts another nice shot into the FV4005, who every time he pops out seems to get one in the face. If he can get a shot into the enemy Kampfpanzer there, he's got a kill. Just pumping out damage at the moment. And there you go, another bounce there. But the Waffenträger basically staying out of the way. Alright, comes the enemy Kampfpanzer again. Can he get a shot in? Not quite. He's just trying to attempt the shot, and also see anything behind there. You can just see him switching between the two locations where he knows the threat is, knowing that he can't be shot at by these two tanks right in front of him, but he's also lit all the time by them, so that's the sort of risk that he's facing. But just changing the angle here. Can he get a shot in? Well, the Waffenträger tries another shot at him and ducks out of the way again. But the Waffenträger, okay, it looks like some of his blind shots have gone in, at least someone's has. He's down to 144, so that is one shot. And firing HE now, thinking, oh, well, better get some damage out of this. And can he get another shot into the FE? No, you can just see him switching targets here, just knowing that it's just unsafe to go after the Kampfpanzer. And the Waffenträger continuing to fire HE. That is just strange. Well, I guess because he's bounced a few shots, he's not using his premium emission. No, he has. Maybe he's been firing APCR, but maybe that's what's been bouncing. He's saying, okay, that's unreliable. Let's go for HE, but obviously he's not getting much of a return on the HE. But in any case, while Macca's controlling this particular part of the ground, and again now it's being pushed on, you can see the team is actually behind substantially. This is not looking good. Decides to deal with the Chieftain prototype here at the expense of potentially other things, but at least the Kampfpanzer gets taken out. The Chieftain prototype gets taken out, but that's only brought the balance back to -3 in terms of tanks, and there's about 5k behind in terms of damage. So Macca is contributing the most of that. He's bounced 6.5k. This is just unbelievable. But this is not looking good from a game perspective. The enemy's been pushing down the road here, and it looks like he's got a Object 140 coming to push him, but he's going across him sideways, so he managed to put one shot in, and he should get another shot in fairly soon. Macca pulling back so he's out of the way, snaps another shot in. This is great shooting there by Macca. He's got the Object 140 down to half health, and he can probably put another shot in without too much trouble. Goes through the commander's hatch there, that Object 140 just staying nicely still, allowing him to do that. And one more shot and he's gone. And that's the shot, so finally gets a kill. Now there's the FV4005 still at the back there trying to get a shot in on Macca. Macca not giving him the opportunity. But okay, there's the Waffenträger. Now you can push in on him and get the shot and get the kill. And he bounces the shot and kills the Waffenträger. And now there's a Cobra there, or the Cobra can be dangerous. Could take Macca out in one shot if he gets a penetrating shot. But Macca seeing, oh no, the Cobra's running away, so that's interesting. But he's been spotted chasing after the Cobra. And the hit point's slowly coming back, so the fight back down in the base is starting to pay some dividends, taking some hit points away from the enemy. But Macca's finally got a bit of support here with the Batchat 25 TAP. Oh, he's found the FE and takes him out. And he can go after this Cobra. Looks like the Cobra's on reload, so yeah, this is 3 hit points, but they're being capped at the moment by 2 tanks, now 3 tanks, so I think this is game over. Macca is the remaining tank. He'll probably get rid of the Cobra now, but I don't think he'll get back in time to reset. No, it's only 4 seconds to go now. So that's really unfortunate. massive gain there from Macca, 8.7k of damage, maybe more with the blind shots, 7k bounced, and that's unfortunately a loss. Well, bit of a disappointing end there. He's managed to get 9.5k of damage out of that game, so did get those blind shots in. 4 kills in the end, high caliber reward, and the steel wall is blocked 7k, so just a massive game in that tank. I wouldn't have believed that was possible in that tank. First class mastery badge, but let's go and check the team score. So he's finished well on top there. 841 base experience on a losing side. It's higher than quite a few of the tanks on the enemy side there, but it's some pretty good results on the other side there as well. But compared to his team, 9.5k, the next best AMX 50 FOC B, which was defending the base, 2.3 is the next highest damage, which is just, yeah, not great for the results for his own team. So despite his actions, he couldn't really get a whole lot more out of that, I would say. And on the enemy side, it's a bit hard to tell there because we do have some anonymizer names there, but we do know that one of the tanks capping was from his own clan, so a bit disappointing there, but nonetheless they weren't going to stop that, and he wasn't going to be able to stop that with his hit points even if he could interrupt it. So a bit of a disappointment, but not a whole lot you can do about that. Anyway, all right, what did it cost? Okay, so this is a reward tank, so not strictly a premium in terms of the credit earning capability, but at tier 10 you don't expect to earn a lot of credits. So he's got paddle payments running, mission payouts and achievements, so you did get some for the Courageous Resistance Award, and he did get an additional amount for base EXP as well, so he's ended up with an additional 489 base EXP, which gives him a total of 1430 base. Now, ordinarily you would say that would earn you an Ace Tanker Mastery badge there, so that just shows you the people who've been driving this particular tank have been pumping out some pretty good games, which is interesting. But nonetheless, this has all come about after firing 32 shots and getting 24 hits out of that, and every single hit penetrating, so great shot selection coming out there. And that was Macca's game there, so unfortunately unable to carry it in the way that he wanted, and that's the result. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the game. It was quite illustrating to see what you can do with that particular tank. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing that. We'll have more great content to follow. Thanks very much for watching.